Adam, maybe take us back to the injury you suffered. Was it that crash into the end boards that caused the issue? And did you know at the time that it was going to be maybe as significant as it was?
Um, yeah, it was that first shift in Utah. It was pretty innocent play, just falling behind the net, and I think just the way I went into the end wall, and I felt something right away. But usually, kind of in those instances, you go to the bench, you catch your breath, and you hope you can play through it. And I just felt it the rest of the period, and tried to get some treatment on it in the intermission. And just as I was getting my gear back on, I just felt like it's probably in the team's best interest that I didn't go back out there and play at 50%. And after kind of some more tests, we figured out the significance. And it sucks missing time. You want to be out there battling with your teammates, contributing, but a ton of guys stepped up, to rattle off 8 wins, and it's been an awesome to watch the guys and how they've played, and the structure and the confidence, and to see Gus, Coop, Fetz, a ton of guys step up and really contribute and keep this thing rolling. It's been awesome to see.
In a sense, did this break come at a good time? Like, would you have probably not been available had there been games over the last couple weeks, and 8 would have turned into something bigger?
Yeah, you know what? I think it's all dependent on where we're at in the season, where we're at in the standings. Like, I think if this is a playoff thing, I'm going to play through it, right? So, I think the start we've had, and with the break coming up, was kind of in the best interest to get back to 100% as opposed to rushing back and kind of just putting a Band-Aid on it and just dealing with it and having it nag the rest of the season. So I think if the break hadn't come, I probably would have been out a little longer. So fortunate to have kind of these 2 weeks off. I was able to do a couple IR skates coming out just so that yesterday in the optional I could do the non-contact. Today I could kind of be a full participant, and you just see how the body responds. Tomorrow, obviously, because I hadn't been on the ice for a long time, it's still, you got to get the conditioning back, got to get the timing, the hands back. It was nice to, have some pace to practice and move the pucks and, get in kind of some scrums and, one-on-one battles and things like that. And nice that we have a couple more before the game on Saturday.
You mentioned the 8 in a row. Is it part of you like, whoa, they don't need me?
Oh, well. No, me and Bear were joking. One game in the press box. We might have to find a way to get in the lineup. But like I said, it's been awesome to watch. Contributions up and down the lineup. Gus, Al, Fetz, Coop, they've all stepped up. Shife's lines continue to hum. The back end, they've been playing awesome, and Helly and Comps, kind of continuing what they've done all year. So. It's made it a little easier sitting out, knowing that the guys are playing as well as they are, and to see the strides we're making, to see some key wins. That was a big win in Washington. Kind of to run the table on that trip and then come home and finish off the 2 against Carolina and New York before the break, and it's been great. So I don't want to come back into the lineup and things to change, but I'm really excited to hopefully be back. We'll see kind of how the rest of the week goes, but it's nice to be back on the ice with the guys.
So if you already know who you'll be with?
Not entirely. I think right now it's kind of with KC gone. We only have 11 skaters out there today. I was skating with Mason. I'm sure that's probably a good bet where I'll slot back into based on how the other lines are playing. Kind of the previous lineup build. But again, I think that's a conversation with Arnie. See where I'm at, see how faceoffs feel, see how my conditioning feels, what type of minutes, and even if I'm ready for Saturday. So I think that's a kind of later in the week, maybe Saturday morning, where we'll kind of really see where it's at.
There was a lot of hype for the Four Nations, and I think universally it would seem most would agree that the tournament itself has exceeded the hype. Maybe your thoughts on that first Canada-U.S. game and how it started, and thoughts looking ahead to tomorrow night's final.
Well, I think overall, I think the tournament's kind of blown my expectations out of the water. I think, you know, there's been a huge buzz on social media, or, you know, in the coffee shop or out for dinner. You know, I was watching some of the games down on vacation, and just people at the bar top watching, you know, how excited they were to see the nations competing against each other. Even the Sweden-Finland game, you know, I think there's been, you know, some real remarkable hockey. It's always awesome seeing the best on the best, and, you know, the best players in the world getting to play with the other best, and you just see how pure, how fast the game is, and, you know, still at the same time physical. I think, you know, that Canada-US game certainly didn't see 3 fights in the first 9 seconds, you know, kind of in an international style tournament, but, you know, I think the way the crowd responded, the way, you know, just the general hockey fan, and kind of drove up the nationalism, the pride, the patriotism, and just the compete. You know, I think everyone's looking forward to the Canada-US final, and, you know, really kind of, I think they did a great job as a springboard with international hockey, and, you know, the NHL players heading back to the Olympics. You know, after this tournament, I think as fans of hockey, we're all excited to see what the Olympics are like next year, and, you know, kind of see the team constructions, and, you know, see, you know, the next evolution of all these teams.
Adam, you have teammates and friends on both sides of the divide tomorrow, and that you personally have a foot in both camps there. Oh yeah, who are you going to cheer for?
Lose. I cannot lose. Yeah, you know what? That's a double-edged sword. You know what? Honestly, I'll watch it as a fan. I think, you know, having played for Canada at the World Championships, you know, I'd slightly lean to cheering for them. But, you know, with Helly and Casey, good friends, you know, I hope they all just have great games. You know, I hope for a close game, you know, some great entertaining hockey, and, you know, all 3 of them come back, you know, feeling good, feeling healthy, and, you know, with the confidence ready for a big second half. But really looking forward to that game. I think, you know, it's going to be another great one.